from?
I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Pakistan.
Olympia, Washington.
California.
Washington.
Wickersley in Northern England.
Botswana.
I'm in Nepal.
From Berryville, Virginia.
Los Angeles.
What was your journey like to Bennington?
It was really interesting because I haven't been to the western half of the world.
My family, my parents knew nothing about this school or this state. I think they still think I'm in Canada.
Combining all the little breaks between the travel and the stay over at the airport, I'd say 2 days.
It took me about 6 days to get here.
An all-day to 2-day excursion. Last year, my roommate and I had a 9-hour layover, and so we traveled for 25 straight hours. That was.
It's usually about an 8-ish hour drive.
And so I had to drive across the country from LA to here. And I ended up driving for 3 days.
24 hours, give or take, a few hours.
And we drove up here, and it was actually quite nice because I had a bed and like a TV inside of the front part of the car. And so I slept most of the way here.
And I hit it, and it kind of got eaten under the front wheel of my car and was like dragging or like got stuck like between my bumper and my front wheel.
14-hour flight, and then 11, or it was the other way around. Either way, it was basically traveling for a whole day.
We drive through the mountains. My favorite thing ever is when you like come around this bend and you can see the campus from like a mountain away, which is really cool.
And like pick up the different pieces of my car that are like lying in the interstate, like obviously watching out for cars that are coming.
We got on the bus, but it broke down in the middle of nowhere, about an hour from Albany, at the side of the road on a highway. And we were sat there for 6 hours while the bus driver was trying to fix it.
I kind of miscalculated time-wise, and I ended up getting to Bennington 2 days before move-in day, so I kind of just had to like hide a little bit.
My dad went to Bennington, actually. He graduated in '88. He was a drama student here. So am I. So I'm a, what is it called, legacy?
I went to a very conservative boarding school, and I wanted the complete opposite of that because I still didn't have much of a political identity myself, and so I wanted a very liberal school.
And in alternative education my entire life, so I knew that I would do well with that type of like structure, but I basically just like didn't want to see my mom at the store and like run into everybody that I already knew all the time.
So wanted to live on the East Coast.
That was the first time I came to the US actually.
Wanted to get away from California.
And I fell in love with liberal arts, which was a nice thing to fall in love with. But I didn't like the Ivy League schools. I really didn't like the way they were set up, the way they conducted research for undergrads, if you got any at all.
I have this like very clear moment of I was listening to the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack, and it got to this really dramatic part, dramatic swell in the music, just as I realized, looking at the website, like, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to be, this is it. And I just started sobbing right there in that moment at 2 o'clock in the morning in front of my computer. And so that was when I knew this is where I'm going to be.
So yeah, that's my story.